Think about your day so far. What is prevalent in every place you have been, and what is even in this room with you right now? The answer is simple: technology. Whether it be talking on the phone, doing work on a computer, or watching a documentary by two students, technology runs the modern world. The only question is, why is technology so light, thin, and overall easy to use? The answer is transistors, small electronic devices that amplify electrical currents powering most technological devices. The creation of the transistor served as a turning point in the world when it was invented on December 16, 1947 by William Shockley, John Bardeen, and Walter Brattain. The development and utilization of the transistor allowed for a golden age of technological advancement and making the many devices we use daily possible. Before the 1950s, people used vacuum tubes to heat up an electrified piece of metal within a vacuum until it began to carry a current. In 1906, Layard de Forest had developed the vacuum tube with 3 electrodes to control the flow of electricity by turning alternating currents into direct currents. Aside from being large, vacuum tubes were highly inefficient, taking a long time to heat. Consequently, this made the vacuum tube extremely likely to overheat, causing many fires and posing a health threat. More so, it failed at efficiently amplifying currents. Because of this, many technologies such as computers were not available to the public or were highly expensive. A simple radio in 1940 cost about $40. That is equivalent to a massive $660 in 2013. In 1907, Theodore Vail, former president of AT&T, came out of retirement to help the company in Alexander Graham Bell's expiring patent on telephones. Vail had a new idea: to develop a transcontinental phone service. However, it was not until 1930 that Bell Labs director Marvin Kelly acknowledged the need for a more technologically advanced device in the quickly growing telephone business. All plans were put on hold due to the disastrous events of World War II. It was only after 1945 that Kelly ambitiously formed a group of scientists that would form a semiconductor device. William Shockley, Walter Brattain, and John Bardeen were chosen to do the job. The group invented a suitable device, and to which they dubbed the name Transistor, a word that combined trans resistance and other devices like the thermistor. However, Bell Labs chose to not unveil this revolutionary device until June 30th of 1948 due to conflict between the 3 inventors. This invention received little attention at first, but eventually it gained the notice of Japanese Sony Electric's founders, Akio Morita and Masaru Ibuka. The 2 men received a license from Bell Labs to use the transistor. Due to World War II, people in Japan could not afford the expensive electronics that existed at the time. So, Morita and Ibuka created the first ever pocket-sized transistor radio. According to PBS.org, producers of the show Transistorized, Sony got its first break in the early 1950s, while other companies in the US focused on using the transistor for computers and military applications. The Japanese company decided to build something for the mass consumer, a pocket radio. After the radio, Sony built the world's first transistorized TV and went on to manufacture VCRs, recording equipment, stereos, and computer games. This monumental moment would be a turning point in the technological world. Computers were originally open to scientists and military only. Now, the transistor would shift from military use into commercial use and become the device necessary to allow more advanced, cheaper, and smaller electronic devices. After Sony, many companies followed in the same path. Music companies Yamaha and Philips dominated the radio and loudspeaker world in the 1980s and 90s, both utilizing transistors. Microsoft, Intel, Lenovo, Asus, and Altos Computer Systems, now known as Acers, stole the hearts of consumers with their sleek, modern, and powerful computers, all making use of transistors. The average person can now own a computer or have a phone on the go. By 1955, over 3.5 million transistors were manufactured. By only the year 1957, an astounding over 29 million units existed. At the dawn of the 21st century, the average computer contained 42 million transistors. Transistor had become more widespread than ever. It was found in many devices such as radios, phones, and televisions. Its popularity gained the attention of many companies around the world. Nowadays, there are hundreds of transistors in everything we use. As technology does more transistors are required. Moore's law, an observation made by Intel worker Gordon E. Moore in 1965, states that every 18 months, the amount of transistors in an integrated circuit doubles. This astounding fact shows how truly dependent modern advancements in technology are on the amplification of energy flowing through them. In the future, more modern technological companies, such as Google, Samsung, and Nokia, plan on releasing smart TVs and lighter, more dependable cell phones and tablets. According to a press release given in June 2012, Google is planning on creating wearable technology, such as smart glasses, codenamed Google Glass. Ultimately, we see that transistors are everywhere. Thanks to 3 Bell Labs scientists, we have the ease of technology without the shackles of a vacuum tube around us. Thanks to Sony, we are now able to mass-produce transistors, which we can then put in cell phones, computers, tablets, and all other technological devices. These amplification devices inspired a turning point in time where technological advancement was slowing. Without the transistor, humanity wouldn't be at the point it is today. If the transistor never existed, the golden era of technology, now occurring, would be impossible, and the world would be stuck in the 1950s.